Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome back to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, Facebook Live, and streaming on 930amtheanswer.com. You'll also be able to find this segment on Facebook and YouTube and on talklawradio.com. We're going to be talking about legacy because this is our fourth segment.
And now, it's time for the Talk Law Radio Legacy Spotlight. What's your legacy? Sponsored by Marquardt Law Firm.
Okay, I have a public service announcement before we get started talking about legacy. When two people are living together outside of marriage, should they buy a house together? Should one owner put boyfriend or girlfriend on the deed? No way! Why not?
I would 100% agree. Don't do it.
Well, when there's a breakup, there's no easy way to divide the property. There's other laws to help divide the property in other situations. Like in a marriage, if it ends in divorce, the divorce law is used to divide the property. If a business partnership is dissolved, the business partnership agreement is used to divide the property. Even co-tenants with undivided interests in the same property can partition according to real property law. But unmarried cohabitating people who buy property together and who later separate have a much more difficult time dividing that asset fairly. So visit our Talk Law Radio channel to learn more about other hidden issue blind spots. Okay, back to legacy. What I've discovered after practicing for 16 years in the law is that real estate is a big part of legacy. You probably see it when you're selling homes or when somebody's buying. It's a valuable asset, and sometimes it's like a family heirloom. People get attached to it. You ever see anybody like that?
Oh, yeah. Especially if there was like so many great memories. If it was like their mother's home or things like that. It's like, this was our home where we would gather and Christmases and all of the holidays. And so definitely sometimes we have to be a counselor,
right, you have to
and listen.
Deal with the emotional baggage that comes with
and
that.
definitely be sensitive to those things. So.
You used a better word, sensitive. I used the word baggage.
Yeah.
Well, I had a bad experience because I wanted to buy this law office building from this attorney that owned it, and I just rented space from him for a while, and nothing was updated. It was like the last update was in the 90s. It was like 30 years ago. And but he thought it was the Taj Mahal. He thought it was so nice and nothing was wrong. There were no problems. Nothing needed to be fixed. And then when it came to the price, it was way overpriced because he didn't really want to sell it.
Yeah.
It was like his friend.
Yeah. So
he
there's
didn't
like
want to separate from
emotional
Yeah.
attachment, and that happens.
Okay, so along with legacy, let me further define for the listeners. I like to use this definition from a couple of baseball coaches. They said in defining legacy, good players leave behind memories, banners, and trophies. Great players leave behind a culture, values, and standards that create a sustainable advantage each year. That was by Mark Landers and Rob Rose, who wrote The Winning Difference.
I love that. I've never heard that. I love that. That's awesome. So great.
Well, you use it and build your business with it. I can see that the dedication and the detail that you put into your work is gonna make a difference like that. So another definition of legacy is the story you leave behind for others to tell, the impression you make on the next generation. not comprised of money or material things, but of character, conviction, and compassion. Is there anybody that has gone before you, a mentor or a family member that left an impression on you, some family value?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, grandparents and even now, my parents, right? They are still here, but a lot of the things that they instilled in me, and I always go over this with my husband, and I tell him, I'm like, oh, I hated my mom when she would not allow me to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But now as a mom, I'm so grateful that she didn't. And I'm the same way. It's so funny. My girls will feel the same way about me, but that's just, they'll appreciate it later.
Yeah. Something my dad didn't let me do is he didn't let me go see Bones, Fugs, and Harmony in concert.
He should have gone with you.
He would not like that type of music. Instead, I had to go to this event and give a speech for him, which was good practice for this.
Yeah.
And I may have gotten in trouble at that concert. So,
or maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, it is something that I still think about today. Another definition of legacy, something handed down from one generation to the next. So can you think of something that has been handed down to you, a family heirloom, or something that you definitely want to hand down to your beneficiaries?
Oh, definitely. And I think right? I have a property in the valley, and that'll be for the girls.
Okay.
So I will never sell it, and I want them to have that, and that was handed down to me from my parents. Mm-hmm. So now being in real estate, I think that it just changes your perspective on just all of the things and how, you think, oh, let me just sell it, but it's like they're not making any more.
Right.
And so this is like
not
prized.
Making any more land in Texas.
Yeah. And just where it's at, it's like there's no more space. So you definitely somebody could offer me $1 million right now and I would say, no, absolutely not.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that was handed down to me. I haven't inherited any property yet, but I did inherit something from my mom's dad. He was in the Korean conflict, and he was injured by some battle going on there, and so that he was awarded the Purple Heart. Oh. And he's not with us anymore, and so my mom got to have that Purple Heart while she was alive, and now I have it. And so I remember not only him, but my grandmother and my mom, and his legacy of service.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But besides inheriting things, and I think that one thing that I've learned is that hard work is important, and my dad was always working, and he encouraged us to work for him when we were small children. I don't know if that was legal, but it did teach me to work. And so I have my kids working for me now. Do you plan on doing that to your children?
Definitely. I will definitely make them get their real estate license and probably be my real estate assistants.
Yeah.
Because they're involved now as much as I can. And so they love it, though. They really embrace it. And
what do they do?
They'll help me with the staging or just keep me company. Gosh, that's like a big one. And are we going to go see your houses? Are we going to go see your houses? And so
that's great that they're interested.
Yeah, no. And they'll, I think that's something that they'll remember, going to see mommy's houses.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk a little bit about your fashion passion.
Fashion passion, yeah.
You're the styled realtor 365.
Yes.
So how do you build that up? What do you do with your Instagram?
Well, I've always loved fashion. I feel like I told you I was a mall rat and worked at all these retail shops, from like Banana Republic to, I don't even know, can't even think, just a lot. It was like all of the stores. And so wherever I've always worked, and I've loved fashion, and so I wanted a discount, of course, right? Because you're like in school and you're or college or what have you, and so I always wanted a discount on all things because I love clothes so much. But I will post on my Instagram kind of like my outfit of the days. I think it's important to, when you're dressed well, you feel better, and it's not so much about impressing anybody. It's, for me, it's not. It's just I like the way I feel, and I'm more confident, and I feel like I can take on the day, the week, whatever comes my way, because I look great. So,
yeah, I was wondering what you were going to wear today.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, my middle son played baseball, and it surprised me one time he said what you said. He said, we're going to have nice uniforms, because if you look good, you play good.
I mean, it's just that is the truth, it really is. And I think that that's projected on my clients too, and my attitude and just everything overall. If you feel good and just you're more confident. Okay.
So Cory Flores is the Styled Realtor 365 on Instagram and on Facebook. You can find her there. They can also contact you by email, probably, right?
Yes.
What is that?
It's info at Cory Flores, so CoryFlores.com.
Okay.
Info at CoryFlores.com.
And your focus on real estate, is it limited to any one thing, or will you help anybody with anything?
I will help anybody with anything. And it's so funny because I get the comment a lot, I don't know if you can help me because I'm not in your price point. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I think that people see that these properties look so beautiful. And I'm like, oh my goodness, if you only saw what they looked like. They did not look like this. I invest so much time and being detailed and all of that, because I know what it takes to get it sold, in the least amount of time for the most amount of money for my clients. And so it takes all that extra effort, to put into it. So
I've had so much fun.
Yes, me too.
Thank you for joining me. Okay, you've heard it here on Talk Law Radio. Thank you for joining us today. Coming soon will be an episode about franchising with attorney Ed Marvin. Remember to subscribe to Talk Law Radio on YouTube and click the like button whenever you see me. This is Todd Marquardt. I'll talk to you later.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Each week, attorney Todd Marquardt talks about the law. His mission with the Talk Law Radio show and podcast is to help you discover your legal issue blind spots. In the beginning, God had one law. Don't eat from the fruit of that tree. Then came the 10 Commandments. Now we have federal, state, and municipal lawmakers that won't stop creating new laws. Laws that might impact you without you knowing it. Listen to the show and drop a line on Facebook or email host@talklawradio.com and let the host know what you think of the show, the topics you want to hear, and whether you want to be a guest.